So for your daily dose of exercise today, I have a different type of challenge for you. So instead of doing one full complete workout from beginning to end, my challenge to you today is to move every single hour of your workday. So I've written a good circuit for you to do. It's gonna be just a good body weight circuit that you're gonna do one time at the top of every hour of your workday. So you should end up doing it roughly 8 or so times throughout the course of the day. Now, to remind yourself to do this every hour, make sure you set a reminder on your phone, in your email calendar, or somewhere where you're gonna remember to get up and do the circuit. So the circuit we're gonna do is gonna start off with 10 bodyweight squats, followed by 10 bodyweight push-ups, 10 bodyweight sit-ups, 10 bodyweight rows. And for this exercise, you're gonna use a nice sturdy table, kitchen table, countertop surface, something like that. And then we're gonna do a 30-second forearm plank, a 30-second wall sit, so a couple of isometric exercises in there. And then lastly, 1 minute of running or jogging in place. Now this last movement is just for pure cardio to get the heart rate up. So if you don't even like running, jogging, or anything like that, you can do high knees, you can do jumping jacks, mountain climbers, anything that is gonna give you a minute of fast-paced cardio to get the blood pumping and the heart rate up for that last minute of the circuit. So let's go through the circuit movement by movement. So it's showing you from the side, making sure we're gonna keep the feet hips width apart, weight in the heels, chest up, drop down, nice and low into that squat, and then come back up to your standing position. Make sure you extend the knees and legs all the way at the top of the movement. So once you do your body weight squats, you're gonna move on to your push-ups after that. So we'll get down on the ground. Make sure that the hands are aligned underneath the shoulders, drop down, chest to floor, push back up. And again, repeat, down and up. Now remember, you can always come to a kneeling push-up position as well. Just make sure that your knees are behind your hips so that your knees and then your hips and your back all form a nice straight line like a plank. So after that, we're gonna move into our sit-ups. So we're gonna lay all the way back on the floor, make sure the shoulders hit the ground, hands either behind the head or across the chest, sit all the way up, nice and tall at the top, lay back down till the shoulders hit the ground, and repeat. Now remember, with a sit-up, you can modify that to crunches. Now if you're gonna do crunches instead of sit-ups, let's double the repetition. So you'll do 20 crunches instead of the 10 sit-ups. So next we're gonna do our 10 body weight rows. Now as I mentioned for this exercise earlier, we're gonna use a sturdy kitchen countertop or kitchen table for this exercise. Just make sure it's something substantial with some weight to it so that you can put your body weight on the other end of it and not tip the countertop or table over. So for a bodyweight row, I'm gonna show you this in another room in a separate clip, but you're gonna put yourself underneath the kitchen counter or table, holding onto the edge with your chest and hips facing up to the bottom side of the surface. Your knees should be bent and your feet should be hips width apart. Your knees should make about a 90-degree angle to the floor. So that way your butt and your hips can stay up toward the surface so your upper body forms kind of like a plank motion. So once you're in position for the bodyweight row, you're gonna pull yourself up to the surface, keeping your arms bent at the top so your chest should reach the surface of the kitchen table or countertop, and then you're gonna lower your body weight back down until your arms are fully extended at the bottom of the movement. And you'll see what I mean when I demonstrate this. All right, next is gonna be our 30-second forearm plank. Make sure in your plank position that your elbows are aligned underneath your shoulders and that your butt doesn't rise up so that it's out of line from the rest of your body. Feet should be about hips width apart, and then you're gonna hold this position for 30 seconds. Next is our 30-second wall sit. So we're gonna bring ourselves to a wall or a door, just make sure it's closed. And then we're gonna bring our bodies down the wall or the door until our hips and our knees form a nice straight line with the thighs parallel to the floor. And the feet should be about hips width apart. Make sure that the back of your shoulders and your head are still in contact with the wall or the door surface, and we're gonna hold this position for 30 seconds. Just make sure that during any isometric exercise, like a wall sit or a plank, that you remember to breathe and keep your core engaged. So lastly, after our wall sit is our minute of running in place. So as you start to do this, make sure you get your knees up nice and high and pump your arms back and forth along your sides to simulate a running motion. Now you can also slow this down to a jog to make it a little less high impact. You can also switch it out for jumping jacks, or even a high knee march in place to reduce the impact even more. So just take your pick on that and make sure you get your heart rate up for a full minute. So that completes our move every hour circuit, starting with 10 bodyweight squats, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 bodyweight rows, a 30-second forearm plank, a 30-second wall sit, and then finally a minute of running or jogging or your choice of cardio in place. Don't forget to set your reminders and have fun.